So, episode 2 of the Book of Boba Fett just came out, and while we have only seen a small part of the series so far, this does have a lot of promise to be a very good show. After all, the power play between different factions after the death of Jabba the Hutt sounds pretty awesome, and it looks like there could easily be an all-out war between Boba Fett and the Hutt clan over what Jabba the Hutt once owned. But what if I told you that Boba Fett might already have the ultimate weapon that could destroy the Hutts in a single move faster than the people who will get angry at me for not giving a spoiler warning at the start of this video? Sounds crazy, right? But it might be possible. And yes, I will be discussing some of the events in the Book of Boba Fett and the Clone Wars animated series. Just in case you were wondering about spoilers, yes, there will be some. To explain where I am coming from, I need to briefly explain the events of the first 2 episodes in the Book of Boba Fett that are important to this theory. In the first episode, Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are getting familiar with their new territory. Man, I really hope that autocorrect doesn't screw me over with these names while I'm writing the script. While this is happening, they are attacked by assassins who appear to have been sent by the mayor. However, after meeting with the mayor, they learn that the mayor might not have sent the assassin. After a little bit of digging, Boba Fett and Fennec Shand come face to face with 2 very fat Hutts. These twins are cousins of Jabba the Hutt, and they want to claim all of their late cousin's property. Boba Fett isn't willing to let go of his territory just yet, and after Boba Fett power stances, the Fett twins decide to leave for now. The sister twin gives Boba a malicious look as they leave, so this conflict clearly isn't over just yet. It would appear that there are some Hutts who have become enemies with Boba Fett, but that also causes a problem. You can't just kill 2 Hutts out of nowhere because you could potentially anger the rest of the Hutt family, and that would turn into a bloody conflict. This is where the theory starts to come together about Boba Fett already having the ultimate weapon that could absolutely destroy the Hutts. And if you know the Clone Wars TV show well enough, you can probably see where I am going with this already. You see, this theory stems from the Hutts themselves and certain events that take place during the Clone Wars TV show. The Clone Wars did a lot of fun stuff when it came to world building of Star Wars as a whole, but there was a lot of interesting development of the Hutt family as a whole, including Zero the Hutt. This development stretched over several episodes. The first was in the Clone Wars movie when Zero the Hutt was responsible for kidnapping Jabba's son. Then there were other episodes surrounding Zero as he tried to have Padme assassinated while he was in prison. However, the story really picks up when Cad Bane, the famous and incredibly efficient bounty hunter, held several members of the Senate hostage as he broke Zero the Hutt out of prison. Once this happens, Cad Bane brings Zero the Hutt to Nal Hutta, the homeworld of the Hutts, and where the members of the 5 Hutt families reside. In fact, it was this Hutt council that hired Cad Bane to break Zero out of the Republic prison. But they didn't break Zero out because they were worried about him. They broke Zero the Hutt out because of the sensitive information he is in possession of. You see, Zero the Hutt has a holodiary hidden away in an unspecified location. On this holodiary is a ledger that details all of the horrible things that the Hutt Council has done in the past. The Hutt Council wants this information buried and lost. However, that's difficult because if they simply kill Zero, the holodiary could easily get out and ruin them. So the Hutt Council decides to lock Zero up. However, Zero is then broken out by his girlfriend, or at least his ex-girlfriend. She had been one of the singers for the Hutt Council, so she seems to know her way around the place, and she even manages to break Zero out of his cell. Unfortunately for Zero, Obi-Wan Kenobi and this other Jedi are pursuing him, and even Cad Bane is on his tail. So Zero and his girlfriend escape the planet to get the holodiary containing the ledger on Teth. Zero reaches Teth and makes his way to his father's grave, where the holodiary is hidden. Zero and his girlfriend now have the holodiary, but just when they are about to run away, Zero's girlfriend pulls a gun on him. As it turns out, she still holds a grudge against Zero for breaking her heart. Then, without a moment of hesitation, she shoots and kills Zero. Man, this show kills off more characters than most animated children's TV shows. Anyways, the death of Zero confuses both the Jedi and Cad Bane, and they both leave empty-handed. However, that's not the interesting part of things. The thing to focus on here is what Zero's ex does with the holodiary. No, I don't feel like looking up her name right now, so I'm just gonna keep calling her Zero's ex. Zero's ex is then seen selling the holodiary to Jabba the Hutt. The episode ends with Jabba laughing maniacally. Now then, this has really interesting promise for the Book of Boba Fett, because to my knowledge, that holodiary that contains mountains of dirt on the Hutts is never seen again after this episode. For all we know, Jabba the Hutt kept the holodiary until his death in Return of the Jedi, meaning that the holodiary could still be at Jabba's estate. Meaning that Boba Fett, who now has taken over Jabba's role, could potentially have this holodiary that contains details about all the horrible things the Hutt Council has done. I don't think I need to explain how devastating that would be to the Hutts, but to put it into perspective, it's like that joke that's in all those movies about exposing someone's browser history. All of that sensitive and embarrassing information about all of your weird activity being exposed to everyone around you. It would be followed by weird looks from everyone, a couple of friends avoiding you like the plague, and your grandma having a heart attack from the intense shock. Imagine that, only for a crime family that murders, steals, and performs other less than savory things. There would be enemies crawling out of the gutters in order to get their heads, and it would completely ruin them. To the Hutt families, that holodiary is more dangerous than a tactical nuke. I would love to see the Book of Boba Fett build upon what was established in the Clone Wars. It would be massively satisfying to see this loose end be paid off after so many years. And it could make for a really fun story where the conflict with the Hutts reaches a point when Boba Fett needs to resort to the ultimate weapon in order to overcome this enemy. That being said, do I think they will go through with this? Well, it's a maybe. Jon Favreau has every right to ignore this idea and go on with his own story instead. So it's completely possible that this theory will turn out to be false. After all, the holodiary could have been lost in Jabba the Hutt's massive hoard of valuables and will never be seen again. Just look at the scene when Jabba gets the holodiary. There are only 3 people in the room: Jabba the Hutt, Zero's ex-girlfriend, and the protocol droid. Jabba the Hutt at this point is dead, and we know that he got rid of his protocol droid. That just leaves Zero's ex-girlfriend who knows the secret, although the chances of seeing her again are pretty much 0. And no, that's not a pun, I'm just giving you an idea about the chances. The holodiary is likely a secret that Jabba the Hutt took to his grave, although it's not impossible for this theory to occur. Jon Favreau and the team working on the Book of Boba Fett seem to know a lot about the lore of Star Wars. Heck, they brought back the Krayt Dragon for The Mandalorian, which seemed to be lost to the lore of the Star Wars legends. And speaking of lore, the Clone Wars is 100% canonical. It was one of the series that George Lucas worked on, and all the stuff that George Lucas worked on made its way into the canon of the new Disney Star Wars world. And to top it all off, Jon Favreau has worked on the Clone Wars TV show in the past. He was the voice of Pre Vizsla, who was the leader of Death Watch during the Clone Wars. If we consider all of this, it's completely possible that the showrunners are aware of the holodiary, and it is still a possibility that we will see it again in future episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, and maybe even Star Wars in general. But like I said before, it's completely possible that this theory will go nowhere, and the holodiary will be lost forever. But hey, it's fun to speculate, isn't it? Anyways, that's all I have for today, so I'll see you in some future video. Bye.